It was 2005, and my husband and kids and I were in North Virginia, staying at a resort with my brother-in-law and his family. We were in Rockingham County. I was 28 at the time, and I don't remember the month exactly, but it was summer, and the Natalie Holloway disappearance was all over the news at the time. I woke up before the rest of my family and decided that I wanted to get some exercise. I got dressed and went out for a walk. It wasn't a room, but more like a 2-bedroom apartment that we were staying in, and there were a few buildings with several of these apartments, with a large parking lot which I came out of and took off up the road. And I mean up. It was a mountain, which is great exercise. I'm used to it though, being from the mountains in NC. The wind mustn't have been blowing because I never heard the car until it was right beside me. It actually startled me when I noticed the man driving along slowly beside me as I walked.
Hey, you want a ride?
He was a white man with brown hair and looked a little older than me. I'd say that he was in his 30s. No thank you. I'm just taking a walk, thanks. This whole thing was odd to me. I was slightly alarmed that a man would try to pick me up on this country road, and it had never happened before. I thought that he would get the message and leave. I thought maybe that he just thought I was broke down and needed a ride, and that's why he stopped. But he didn't leave. He kept on driving right beside me.
Come on, get in. Let me give you a ride.
By then, alarm bells were definitely ringing. I tried not to show him my fear, though. I mostly kept my eyes ahead of me, but I glanced at the man again. He was driving a small dark-coloured car, an older model. I'm not a car person, and I can't remember much about it. It was dark blue or grey. No, I'm okay, thanks. This whole show went on for a while, actually. He just kept driving beside me and wasn't taking no for an answer. I declined his offer a few times. I was thinking of how I needed to get away if he decided to attack me. My plan was to run ahead to the next parking lot full of apartments like the one I was staying at. They were closer than my own, and even if he pulled a gun, I made up my mind that I was going to make a run for it. But then, another car came up the road behind this guy and forced him to go up on the road. I was still walking towards these apartments ahead of me, when my new acquaintance stopped at the top of the hill ahead of me. After he had let the other car pass, he had turned his car around and was sitting in the middle of the road pointed down. He was stopped, but seemed to be waiting on me, or he was going to go back down and try again. Either way, he wanted me in that car with him. I was second-guessing myself. Maybe I should have turned back and went down the hill. If he was waiting for me to come up there, he was going to be disappointed though. I was going to turn right into those apartments first. He sat there for a few minutes while I walked closer to my destination, when another car came up from behind him again, causing him to move his car again. As he drove down the road right past me, I heard him yell something at me. Not exactly a yell, but he was speaking in a loud voice, and he was really angry. He went back down from where we came, and at this point he left, and I was safe. I've always been curious about this encounter. Like, what happened? I always thought that it seemed like a serial killer moment or something. What was his purpose for driving up that road, if he was just going to go back down anyway? Or was it to find somebody like me? So, yesterday I moved into my new place, which is pretty old. Online town records show that it was built in 1848. It's massive, 6,000 square feet in fact, across 3 floors and a dungeon for a basement. It's an old New England mansion, originally a one-family, then apparently converted into multiple units at one point, and then back to a one-family again. A lot of strange construction work, walled-off doorways, a lot of space between the walls of the rooms. 2 staircases that lead to different sections of the basement, 3 going up to the 2nd floor, There's also another staircase that leads to a single room, nestled between the first and the second floor, in the center of the house. I'm staying here alone, for a while as a favor from a friend. It's been empty for a while, as said friend seems to have underestimated renovation costs. So last night, my first night alone in this maze of doors and stairways, I had my first paranormal experience, ever. I'd always been a believer, but never saw or felt anything unusual, other than sleep paralysis. I'm on the back porch, smoking the last cigarette of the night, just after midnight. I come inside into the kitchen, walk over to the bathroom, which is connected. Everything is neat and tidy and in order, and I retire to my bedroom, which is actually more like a massive dining room with a small entryway with a fireplace. It's important to note that I didn't go to sleep. I was actually binging Game of Thrones. At 2:30 a.m., I got up to use the bathroom again. I'm walking down the long hallway, and just before I make the sharp left turn into the kitchen, I hit the light switch and immediately jumped backwards and was washed over with chills. My heart rate jumped straight to 150. Every single cabinet and drawer was fully opened. I just stood there for a second, composed myself, and made a pathetic run across the kitchen for the bathroom. Again, just before entering, I hit the lights, and now the heart rate is at about 200. The bath is the same as the kitchen. Every drawer and cabinet door and the vanity mirrors in this very large bathroom, they're all open. Also, I quickly noticed that the shower curtain is shut, concealing the shower, when I know it was fully open the last time I was in there. It's an old habit, and I closed curtains always because they freaked me out. I left everything as is and just went back to my room, rather quickly I might add. I sat upright in bed all night, staring at the doorway, waiting for the sun to rise. While I waited, I enjoyed the sounds of a ceramic mug falling into the sink and bouncing around. Of course, nothing in the morning. Also, there were odd sounds coming from the basement directly beneath me, like a metal yard rake dragging on the stone floor, and sounds of things being moved around, but not a sound from the area of the kitchen. I asked my friend a little more about the house today without telling him about my experience. Apparently, it had been a very poorly operated sober house for a long time, and had been shut down earlier in the year. I'm told of a number of overdose deaths over the years, and given the age of the house, who the hell really knows what has happened here? I'm about to begin night 2 alone here. Have any of you guys had any similar experiences out there? What should I expect? Should I get out now, or should I wait to see if it's lonely and just being playful? I don't know what to do. I've shared this with people before, but usually when I do, people tell me that it was CO poisoning or that I have undiagnosed schizophrenia. But here it is anyway. So, I was working overnight at a small 24 PT psych ward in a medium-sized hospital, built in the 1950s. Everyone always says that the floor was haunted, but I've been working there for about 10 years and never had one paranormal encounter there myself. So, it's about 1 a.m, and a tech that was stationed outside the door of a sleeping PT's room, doing a direct line of sight observation, comes to the door of the nurse's station with another tech in tow. They both say that they just saw a shadow person walk out of room 610, down the hall, and walk into the assistant director's office. I look at my monitor tech. Her job is to watch the panel of cameras on the unit. She nods. Yeah, I saw it too, on the camera. Now, I'm super jelly. Everyone's always talking about the shit that they see here, and I've never seen anything. I decided to walk down there and peek in the windows and the door, see what I can see. Well, I immediately regretted that. Let me explain. I've been down the hall 10,000 times, or probably more, but something is decidedly off this time. Yeah, it gets cold, colder than it's ever been. Not even in winter was it this cold, but it's more than that. Each step is harder to take than the last. I can feel something oppressive, something heavy. I'm starting to get tightness in my chest. I feel hatred. The feeling of something hating. Pure hatred. I know this sounds crazy, but it wanted me to know that it isn't human. It never has been human, and it hates all humans. I am starting to consider turning around at this point. I look back, and the entire crew is standing at the nurse's station, peeking their heads around the door, watching me. I can't chicken out in front of that many people, so I just keep walking. I get about 5 feet away from the door, and I have feelings of impending doom. I'm almost sure that I'm going to die right there and then. I can't will myself any closer to the door, if that makes sense. About that time, the blinds in the window, in the door, open all by themselves. I see a face, an outline. It's got a cone-shaped head, like someone in a hooded robe maybe, and a mouth frozen in an eternal scream, and giant holes where I should have been. I turn around and just start running, back towards the nurse's station, back towards other people, and I never looked back. When I get there, they say that I was white as a sheet, shaky, mumbling, and had cold sweats. The monitor tech shows me the footage. Some kind of misty black fog chased me about 150 down the hall and dissipated around room 610, and apparently everyone saw it too. The administration of the hospital tell me that I can't have a copy of the footage. They say that it can't have the hospital getting a bad reputation, especially the Psychward. Fine, I'll record the footage on my phone the next time I work. No, they force me to delete that too. But I do have about 7 good witnesses who saw it all. G'day mates, it's Busta here. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks again to the Hive members that bravely shared their stories for us all here, and I hope you guys are all doing really well. For the chance to have your story feature in a video, you can send your story to my email, which is in the description below. If you would like more scary stories too, you can click on the card at the top right of your screen or on one of the annotations on your screen right now. As always guys, it would be awesome if you could like, share, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for updates throughout the week. And also, if you would like content early and completely advert-free for as little as $1 a month, feel free to click on the link to my Patreon account and sign up there for regular MP3 format stories. Thanks again for tuning in and for all the love as always, guys, and I'll see you mates in the next one.